Okay, so now we're going to go over the next button on the mock screen custom screen set, which is the Fishmouth Miter button. If you haven't watched the videos yet on the run program or the Fishmouth buttons, I would encourage you to do so. We're going to run through this a little bit faster because a lot of the details of how to do this were covered in those previous videos. So what the Fishmouth Miter button does, it's pretty self-explanatory. It is when you are cutting a pipe. Here's your cut pipe, and you're going to want to fit that pipe, the cut pipe, between a pipe on one end and a flat surface on the other. So you're going to end up with a fish mouth on one end of the pipe and a miter cut on the other end of the pipe. Okay, and everything that we talked about in the Fishmouth button remains the same. Cut pipe diameter is the outside diameter of the pipe that you want to cut. Obviously, inside diameter of the pipe that you want to cut is what it is. The length, now we're going to change things up a little bit. We're going to go from the center line of the pipe that you're fish mouthing into to this point right here, which is, the surface of the flat surface that you're going to miter into. And then it's the length that is along the axis of the pipe that you're going to cut. And again, we could do future videos on how to calculate that. If you'd like, just let me know. The other parameters are the same. This angle here, we've got a 45. The pipe that we're fish mouthing into, in this particular case, we're going to say it's a 3-inch pipe. And then down here, this angle, and again, it is the same angle as what we saw over here. When we did the fish mouth, that angle sat up top there. For here, it's shown down here, but those two angles are the same. So you've got 45 degrees. So let's say we wanted to change some of this stuff up, the 1.9. Let's say the length of it was 53.5 inches, for example. And this, instead of a 45, let's say I wanted to just have a 90-degree angle right there. That's okay. You could do that. And then we're framing into a pipe that's 1.9 inches in diameter. Now, it's important to note, and I guess I didn't note it when I did the Fishmouth button description, you can't frame, there's no circumstance where this pipe can be a bigger diameter than that pipe. And intuitively, you can understand that. You can't frame a 5-inch pipe. You can't fish mouth a 5-inch pipe into a 1-inch pipe. And that always... intuitively it makes sense, but in practical applications, sometimes it's easy to forget that, even if you had accidentally put in the inside diameter here of 1.61 and then the outside diameter down here of 1.91, it won't work. It's gonna screw things up. So you always want to make sure that the fish mouth, that what you're framing into in the fish mouth, is always the same or larger diameter than the cut pipe OD. Okay. So, and then the third is this angle down here. Here we have a 45, but let's just call it a 62-degree angle. And we're good there. The rotation we're going to leave for 0. We'll save an explanation on that for a later video. And so now that you got this data entered in, all that you do is hit this. Dialog comes up, figure out what you want to call that particular cut. Okay. Your G code has been generated. Go over to your run code, go over to your run program tab, set up your machine, get the pipe in the machine, zero everything out, and then start cycle. And you've just programmed a pipe that's a fish mouth into a miter. Okay, so what we'll do next is in my next video, we're going to go over here and we're going to cover this screen, which is miter to miter.